Hello from my virtual classroom. Do you feel like you're seeing double? I just wanted to hop on and let you know a little bit more about, my role may look a little bit different this year, and I wanted to give you some specific and practical ways that we can work together, and just a general refresher on ways that I work to support teachers and students. So I just want to preface this by saying we are all learning to navigate this crazy school year. And I just want to emphasize that you shouldn't have to do this alone. So please, let's collaborate, let's problem solve together. And please, please, please let me help you take some things off of your plate. So I'll kind of go through some of the changes on my website. And please know that I've just outlined some of the ways that we can work together, but know that I welcome any and all ideas for collaboration. All right, so these first three ways are a little bit different. So I want to go over these a little bit more. So the first way that I can support you, or one of the ways, is a virtual classroom support. So I know a lot of you have expressed concern about using breakout rooms because of the lack of adult supervision. So if you want students to have additional feedback in asynchronous or synchronous lessons, if you want me to help facilitate groups, I would be more than happy to be hands-on in that way. I can also help provide differentiation and enrichment support. So this is something that I can always do, but I just know in a remote setting, at least in the spring, there were typically more parents and more students seeking enrichment. So know that I can help design choice assignments, leveled activities, assessments or plans for differentiation tools. So really my focus is working to support advanced learners, but I'm happy to help you differentiate to meet the needs of any of your students. And then the last one is remote learner lessons. So the bunch of student learning coaches and I attended a class over the summer specific to remote learning. And through that course, we're collaborating together to create different remote learner lessons. So I can either come in and demonstrate an asynchronous or synchronous lesson, or you can just kind of take the activities that we've created. But here are some of the lessons that we'll be working on. Advocating for learning, so things like email etiquette, establishing remote learner norms, so expectations for the whole class, breakout rooms, asynchronous, things like that. So these are more typical ways you might work with me, but I just wanted to give you a refresher and have a little remote learning spin on it. So if you are needing resources to be gathered for a project that you're doing or a lesson that you're doing, maybe in a digital format that wasn't typically digital or whatever the case may be, I'm more than happy to help you hunt for those different components and put together some things for you. Also, co-planning. So if you're kind of wondering, you have an idea and you're wondering how that might look in a remote setting, let's collaborate together and come up with some different options. Or if you want to dabble in different ways for student collaboration, both in asynchronous and synchronous ways, just know that two heads are better than one. So again, I would be happy to work with you to help increase student voice and choice as well. Also, if you, after we co-plan something, I love to go into classrooms and co-teach. So please feel free to invite me to do that. So maybe your mind is spinning from all of the remote learning, different tech tools, things like that, and learning structures that you've been exposed to in just the past couple days. So feel free to collaborate with me and help prioritize and categorize the things that you want to accomplish this school year. Also, perhaps you are wanting to dabble in personalized learning or Genius Hour. So please know that I am happy to help with supporting students with these choice projects, or even just implementing different elements of personalizing student learning, student feedback, reflection, documentation, self-assessment, things like that. So let's work together, and I would be happy to do that. If you would just like to have a data conversation, that we may not have the data that we typically have access to, but you'll learn a little bit more about Thrively. I'd be happy to collaborate on how to utilize Thrively data We can just analyze some different formative assessment data, things like that. Again, any sort of data conversation, I'm your girl. Feel free to collaborate with me. So maybe you want to try something out on Zoom and just kind of get a second set of eyes. You can do the observe and reflect, where I would just hop into your Zoom meeting and observe the lesson. Maybe I'm looking for student engagement, differentiation, whatever you prefer. And we can just kind of reflect on how things went. Kind of along that same line, I can help facilitate peer collaboration. So if you're just wondering what other teachers are doing to help build student connections, different ways to streamline processes and things like that, I would be happy to connect you with other people to help brainstorm. Again, more heads are better than one. And if none of these sound like ways to collaborate with me, and you just this whole time we're just kind of wondering how I made that Bitmoji classroom and you want some help with that, I am willing to collaborate in any way. Like I said, can't wait to collaborate with you some more.